Last class, we analyzed the principles of event subscription and publishing. In this lesson, we will follow its principle. Let's make it happen together. We first implement the core logic of the event manager. Create a new event manager TS file. Because it is a low-level general-purpose component. No need to be called directly by the game engine. So, delete the onStart method and onUpdate method inside. From the previous analysis, we know that subscribers need to actively listen for events, and the relevant data that needs to be monitored needs to be processed. So actually the listener is just a function. We need to declare the signature of an event listener function. In TS, we use the type keyword. Declare an event listener type event listener. Because it is essentially a function. Data to pass to the event publisher. Appropriate processing. So we need to declare a parameter data to receive data delivered by the event publisher. Parameter type is any. That is to represent any type. The return value is also of any type. In TS, you can think the function is to perform the corresponding behavior. Think of that video we played last lesson. All event subscribers. When the monitoring incident took place, is it necessary to react accordingly? For example, this is a listening device. In this method, The business logic of event subscribers can be implemented as needed. The actual situation also shows that all methods in TS can be used as listeners. Next, let's look at the Event Manager class. This class provides an event management system, allows subscriptions, unsubscriptions, and published events. Use this class to create an event hub, allowing multiple components or objects. Be notified when an event occurs. So it needs to provide subscription events. Methods such as canceling events and publishing events. We record information on all events in the map. Key value is string type. Value is an array of an object type. Include listeners and listener context. In our software system, there are event subscribers. The event publisher only makes sense. So let's look at the event subscription method first. How to achieve. Event subscription method. We need to know the name of the subscribed event and the corresponding treatment when the event occurs. Also need to know who is handling it. For example, in the video from the last class, when our soldiers shouted at the devils, When this event happened, subscribe to this event for our sappers and bombardiers. And the little devil. They react differently. Here they are. Our soldiers' shouts correspond to an event name. Our sappers and bombardiers. And the little devils reacted individually. Corresponds to the monitor. The content corresponds to who is calling the corresponding listener. Due to the incident and monitoring, and the listening objects are stored in the map. So when subscribing to an event, you need to check if there is a corresponding event in the map. If not, then set it in. Then get the corresponding value according to the event name. Save listeners and listeners into an array. Understand the significance of the data stored in the map. It's easier to unsubscribe. First, according to the event name, determine whether there is a corresponding subscriber in the map. If there is, then get an array of all subscribers. Traverse subscribers. See who's listener. Consistent with the listener for the subscription behavior to be cancelled. If consistent, remove this listening behavior from the array. Watch the event release again. When publishing an event, in addition to passing the event name, also pass certain parameters. For example, within a minute, throw all the grenades onto the track positions. So here's a minute of data from that event. Event publishing method. You need to first follow the event name. Get all events in the map. Subscriber-related information. It includes how to deal with it and how to listen and who to listen to it. If there are event subscribers, then traverse the subscribers. Get listener and context information. For ease of understanding, you can put the listener here. The analogy is the response of the event subscriber to the event. The context is understood as who will respond. Understand this function. It is also understood why when the event is published, event subscribers can respond immediately. When an event occurs, we will be in this function. Iterate through all subscribers who have subscribed to this event. Then call their respective listeners to respond. If the subscriber has context, that is, who is designated to monitor, call your listening method directly from this object. Processing relevant data. If not, then call this listening method directly to process the response data. Now, Event Manager we have implemented. Don't forget now, only one event manager is needed in the system. So our event manager, it needs to be designed as a singleton. Here we design another global management class global event. Inheritance system. Design this global management class as a singleton pattern. That's it. The singleton pattern is when a class has one and only one instance. Instances of a class are usually referred to by the new keyword, obtained by calling the constructor method. If the constructor of a class, externally accessible, there is no guarantee of a singleton. Therefore, the first step is to privatize the class constructor. After privatization, constructor cannot be called externally. However, the interior of the class can be called. After privatization construction method. How to obtain an instance of this class externally. It becomes a problem. So step 2. You need to provide a public static method for external users to obtain an instance of this class by the class name. Because static methods can only access static variables. Therefore, we are in this class. Declare a static variable. Type is global event. Used to hold a unique instance of this class. How can we ensure that there is only one instance of this class? We need to make a judgment when obtaining this instance. If this instance does not exist, then use the new keyword. Instantiate the object by calling the constructor of the current class. Then assign the value to the static variable. If an instance of this class already exists, then return directly. And finally, due to the fact that in any system, event types are relatively fixed. For example, in our overhead shooting game, the main event types are player movement, rotation, and firing, and changes in gun status. So we can design an enumeration class to hold so far. The heart of our event subscription and publishing. It has been achieved. In the next lesson, we will apply event subscription and publishing. Transform our previous project by remodeling. Deepen your understanding of event subscriptions and publishing. After class, I hope everyone realizes it by themselves. Event subscription and publishing. And preview the next lesson. That's how you apply event subscription and publishing.